Okay, we're live on We Are Vaxxed. Vaxxed to Instagram. Right, people, we have a bit of information. I want you to listen, hear this incredibly well. This is a fact. I want you to share this everywhere. I want you to screen grab it. I want you to copy it, whatever it takes, because they will take this down. This is a fact. Share to all of your Bible groups or anybody else that doesn't want aborted fetal tissue fragments put into them or their DNA changed. This is a fact. This is the packaging of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Okay, right in front of you. I want you to look at this. Okay, I want you to look at it. It lists ingredients there. Blah blah. I'm not interested in that right now. I want you to home in on this here. This is the COVID-19 vaccine. Claire's just going to pull this up for you. This number, okay, it's called CHAD, whatever that is, 0 or whatever it is, times 1. Okay, this is the CHAD 0 times 1, the COVID-19 vaccine. So Claire, go to the next one. Just wait 1 second, guys. Okay, so then you're going to go to researchsquare.com. It's really important, people. The reason we're doing these videos is because I want you to learn to do your own research. Don't rely on us or anybody else. Do it yourself. So we look up this CHAD 0 times 1 COVID-19. And the first thing, before we go to what I bring there, is I'm looking and I'm thinking, oh, what's recombinant? What does that even mean? So I asked the new and I asked them, and everyone's like, gosh, don't know. So this is what you need to do. You need to Google every single word on here. Don't skip by it thinking, oh, that's science, don't understand. So Claire, let's look up this word on Wikipedia, and straight away, there you see it. Recombinant, it's DNA. Our DNA molecules formed by laboratory methods of genetic recombination, such as molecular cloning, to bring together genetic material from multiple sources, creating sequences that would not otherwise be found in the genome. Okay, you do that research yourself. But my point is, again, it's right in front of your face that this stuff is in this vaccine. So they can call us crazies and terrible hosts that spread terrible fear-mongering things. They're putting it right in front of your face. Claire, go back to that thing again. So what we're asking you to do is do your own research. Okay, we started it off for you. So back to this number. That means that AstraZeneca package I just showed you, this is their vaccine. And as they go down, again, we use direct RNA sequencing to analyze transcript expression from the CHAD, let's call it the CHAD vaccine, genome in human MRC5. So you think to yourself, oh, let's skip past that, a little bit complicated, must be a bit scientific. No. Look it up. And what do we find, Claire, when we look that up? MRC5 is originally developed from research deriving lung tissue of a 14-week-old aborted Caucasian male fetus. There you have it, peeps. This COVID-19 vaccine that everybody is saying is going to save the world next. But one thing it definitely has is the lung tissue of a 14-week-old aborted Caucasian male fetus.
That's been replicated over and over and over again for a long time.
So, yeah. You send this to every single Christian-loving pro-life person. Forget the vaccine issue. Is everybody okay with having that injected into themselves or their children? It's utterly disgusting. So you share this, and I'm just going to leave one more, so you're going to see one more thing before we go. This is what they want. I put this on our social media, you can go and look at it. They're urgently seeking an artificial intelligence software tool to process the expected high volume of COVID-19 vaccine adverse drug reactions. They know that this vaccine is going to hurt people or kill people so badly. People, it's in front of your face. Do your research. Rather than sharing this, try and grab it and make your own video of this. As in, I don't know how you do it. I'm not technical, because they will take this down. All right, we love you, peeps. You're absolutely immensely loved. Pray big. Pray this out. Okay, share.
Melissa McAtee, also known as Melissa Strickler, the Pfizer whistleblower from Project Veritas. I wanted to make a short TikTok explaining something that I feel like isn't being made very clear in my interviews. I worked at Pfizer for almost 10 years, 5 years as a quality auditor. Here is my driver's license before I got married and changed my last name. Here is my work badge with my pre-marriage name. Yes, I was 19 in that photo, by the way. Here's the backside to show that it is Pfizer property and my CDA sticker, which proves that I can deal with controlled drugs. Here's an extremely embarrassing photo of me at work wearing that badge. Here is a product that has the same exact lid color, vial size, and is liquid. It is on the exact same light test table that I always light tested at as a quality auditor. Normal looking solution. Almost all product looks like this. Here is the hokey pokey that they're mandating to people. Notice anything funny about that solution? It's glowing. Here is another product, same size vial, different color lid, same table to show you that it does not impact the color or the glowing, because there isn't any. This is what they were advertising the vaccine looked like. Obviously now they have real pictures out there, but this was what they were advertising it looked like when I took this photo. Little fun fact, here was our shoelaces at work. If you ignore the reflection of my glove here, you can see that this solution is almost totally clear with a very slight tint of yellow on the white side. Here's another one. And here's a really clear image to show you how clear it is. But oop, it goes over to the black side. Same table, same light, same surroundings, same vial. And it changes when it goes in front of the black background. It's glowing. Another product. Same table, same light. Look how clear it is. Looks like water. Here's another product on the black side to show that it remains clear. And here it is on the white to show that it stays the same. I was taking a picture of some particulate matter there. You can see it. Here's how normal 3 milliliter vials have their labels placed. See the spaces? It's centered on the vial and has quite a bit of space in case we need to light test it after it's been labeled. Test table that I always light test it at as a quality auditor. Normal looking solution. Almost all product looks like this. Another product, same table, same light. Look how clear it is. Looks like water. Here's another product on the black side to show that it remains clear. And here it is on the white to show that it stays the same. I was taking a picture of some particulate matter there. You can see it. Here is how normal 3 milliliter vials have their labels placed. See the spaces? It's centered on the vial and has quite a bit of space in case we need to light test it after it's been labeled. But here's how low they were placing the labels on this particular hokey pokey so that you can't see the solution. Another fun fact that a lot of people don't know is that Pfizer manufactures remdesivir. Here is a zoomed in picture to show the name remdesivir in the code. Remdesivir also looked kind of funny. It kind of glittered and sparkled when it was reconstituted because it was in a lyophilized cake. Here is a lyophilized cake, or what we call the Eliav product. And here is a picture of the containers that the product was shipped out in. Do your own homework on it.
Hello everybody, I'm going to share with you a dream that I had. It was around about 3-4 years ago. The dream is fresh still. I still remember every detail about it as if I'm having the dream or vision over. It was like a real dream, real life. And when I woke up, I was relieved it was just a dream. So in this dream, I'm running, and I'm being chased by a brown bear and a white bear. The white bear is behind the brown bear. They're like doing Kung Fu Panda type motion, and they're jumping off of each other, trying to gain on me. It's really odd, but it was like a cartoon, but it wasn't a cartoon. It was real. The animation, the movements of these bears was like that of a cartoon. So I'm running and I run into this gas station, which in the dream I'm familiar with. And when I go into this gas station, the bears, they're trying to break into the door, and I'm holding the door. And their timing seems to be like repetitive. So as soon as I get the timing down where I know I can brake for it to the back of the gas station, I do that, and then they burst in. So I run to the back room, I shut the door. It's a big heavy metal door. And I'm just like thinking how to get away from them. So they're bouncing on this door. As soon as they had the same timing as the front door that I went in, I do parkour up the corner, like up these shelves, and these bears, they burst in, and they're literally like doing flips off of each other's backs, climbing up the wall. Like, it was really crazy. And they're swiping at me as they go, taking turns. And I do a backflip over these bears, and I pull the door shut. Well, it's a push the door in. So when I pull the door shut, which is a big metal door and it has a big metal frame, the bears, they get stuck inside of that door and they're hitting the door and they can't get out. So I just calmly walk out. And when I walk out, I see this big huge fence, and the scenery changed. I'm in a completely different place. There's a fence, and it's like a chain, like a regular chain link fence, except it's like way thicker, way taller. So as I'm looking at this fence, I notice, it's got to be like at least 10 feet tall. The chain link is normal, but the thickness of the chain link is like really thick. It's like a super industrial type of chain link fence. So as I'm looking, there's zombies, right? Now this fence is going as far as I can see from the left to the right, and it's like complete desert all the way out, right? It's like a desert, this whole landscape change. So one of the zombies sees me, and it alerts the others, and it starts screaming, and I don't know, like a blood-curdling, like a woman being hurt, like abused, raped, like this most blood-curdling scream. And then all these zombies follow suit and all start screaming, and like in one accord, that whole fence that was from the right to the left just topples over, and I just start running, and it's real dusty, like a desert scene, and the front row of zombies and all these zombies, as far as you could see, like from the separation of this fence all the way back, you could see nothing but like zombies. We're talking millions and millions and millions of zombies. So I take off running. I'm looking behind me. Mind you, I'm running like, man, I must have been running like 45 miles, 50 miles an hour. And these things were chasing me. And you can only see the front row of them. The rest was just, they were kicking up dust, but they were just coming. It was like a massive dust storm. And then I woke up. Now the Lord told me what the meaning of this dream is, but He didn't tell me right away. I only learned about the meaning of this dream maybe a year ago. And the Lord told me that all these zombies are the people that have taken the mark of the beast. And that's really crazy. I just looked at the time when I was speaking about this, and it was like 6:18 when I looked at the clock, or at the timer just now. And he told me it was all these people that have taken the mark of the beast. And my abilities and how I was able to run was like where the scripture says, where you don't go weary when you're running, and you know, like you just don't get tired. I wasn't tired. I was like flexible. It was crazy. Like it was like I was superhuman. So the Lord told me that these zombies were the Forsaken, and they were trying to find anybody and everybody that was that didn't have the mark of the beast. You know, I don't know if it was like meaning of the 144,000 that is in the scriptures or not, but the Lord has a time for everything, and I'm feeling an urgency to share this dream and share all these prophetic words that the Lord has given me. So upon this dream, I didn't really know what it all meant at first, but it was probably maybe a year later where I had this other dream about zombies. And the zombies, they were very fast, like not like what you see in the movies, but I don't know. I think there was a Brad Pitt movie with zombies in it, and they were like really fast, but they were faster than those zombies in that movie, and they had intelligence in this second dream that I had. And they like chased me into this house, and there was a house with people, and then there was rooms where there were zombies in it. And I had ran into the house, I ran into this kitchen, and underneath the sink, I'm just looking for anything that I can bludgeon these things with. And I find some bleach, and out of my sheer panic, you know, trying to, you know, make sure I don't get bit or whatever, but in the dream, I wasn't, like, if you got bit, it didn't affect you like that. You didn't get infected, because it was more like a mark of the beast thing, like these things, and I have no idea, like, it was like a hilly, it was like a hilly area. It wasn't like a flat plain, grassy. It was grassy, and I ended up throwing some bleach into the face of the zombie, and it literally just started melting like it's eye sockets. I don't know, it was weird. And that bleach I filled with squirt bottles. I had like 2 squirt bottles. I filled the bleach up, and I would just shoot it. Like, I would walk, and I was just walking in the dream, and like they tried to come upon me, I just, you know, just get out of the way and just shoot them right in the face with this bleach water, and they would die. So as far as that dream goes, I do not know, like, if that's gonna happen, but I do know that the giants, like from Genesis 6:4, that are like buried everywhere, you know, like snake mounds and like these mounds and stuff. They woke up and they just broke the earth up, and they just like sat up, and they just started looking for stuff to eat, and they were just like eating humans. And then I woke up. Now, that dream coincides with the dream I had maybe 10 years prior. And in this dream, it was confirmed. Because I won't tell everybody my dreams and stuff, but my daughter, she told me that she had a dream about these giants. Well, they were so tall, like 30, 40 feet tall, 50 feet tall. And she's telling me like they were just like smacking buildings down and just snatching cars up and like just eating everything. I never told my daughter about that dream, but she basically had the same dream that I had about these giants and how tall they were and how they were smacking down buildings and stuff. So I just want to let everybody know these giants, they are going to come back, and they're already here. And the Euphrates River's drying up.
Before we begin, I'm going to make sure that everybody has picked up their copy of the briefing notes and more details. I'm going to give you the outline. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I called this special meeting of the Zombie Hazard Command because we have vital new information and new problems to discuss. Go through some security. Bear with me a moment. Alright, first, a little housekeeping. National Security Order 21Z, it passed. Our operational authority is supreme. Use it. Now back to the topic at hand. As you know, we've been battling a unique biological threat and we've made little progress. Lack of any live specimens. If the body's found at all, it's already permanently dead. Now, we finally have a live specimen. Before we get too excited, we stress that it's only one. We need more. So why does this problem exist? The reason for problem number one is problem number two. We have an unknown assailant or assailants. Unknown assailant profile. We have no leads as to the identity of the assailant. Ballistics are untraceable. That's not exactly true. We do know at least most of the time they're using Z-Max ammunition. Weapons in use are 9mm, 45 caliber, and edged weapons. Probable gender, male. Body type, they're strong, muscular, athletic. They're well armed and well trained with munitions. They have a possible military or police background. And they're probably skilled in a variety of martial arts to include hand-to-hand combat. If you're on scene, look for someone fitting this profile. Apprehend if possible, eliminate if necessary. For you jokers out there, I know this describes every one of the Z teams. So, know your team members. Problem number three, identification of infectious agent. Here's where it gets interesting. We now have research notes from a top U.S. scientist who is intimately familiar with a zombie infection. He studied both the pre- and post-mortem zombie condition before PD. He has identified and named the virus, CNV. It's a retrovirus, and there's no cure. This scientist's notes indicate prions may also be involved in the infectious process. However, at this point, it remains unclear what, if any, role they play. Remember the single life subject I mentioned earlier? Unfortunately, the subject and the scientist are one and the same. We do not know how much time he has left before he's no longer of any use, except perhaps for dissection. So we need more live specimens. Keep that in mind during operations. Problem number four, mode of transmission currently unknown. Transmission modes ruled out: bites, scratches, casual contact, vector infection, droplet, or airborne spread. Some Z team members can attest to the fact that bites and scratches don't spread infection, at least not yet. To date, 12 team members have been wounded while engaged in field operations. They've undergone mandatory 90-day quarantine. None have showed any signs of infection. Not all team members are out of quarantine yet, but we hope they'll be released and return to active duty soon. Problem number five. awareness of the situation. I'm going to mention each of these points, then talk about them in greater detail. There are things you need to know. First, the Coconut Grove fly-in. Many of you were there. Then there's the Miami incident. Some of you were there. The CDC Zombie Apocalypse Preparedness Release. DHS released a fake zombie preparedness story. Then there's the recent purchases of large quantities of ammunition. About the Coconut Grove fly-in, Z Teams 1, 2, and 3 cleaned down a zombie cell. That got a lot of public attention. Our cover story was that this was an urban assault exercise in preparation for the upcoming UN meeting. For now, our cover story is holding, but one got away. That led to the Miami incident. That should never have happened. About the Miami incident. Some of you were there. Our cover story was bath salts. That was blown when the autopsy results were leaked. There were no bath salts present. We're still dealing with the fallout, and we're investigating the leak. The CDC Zombie Apocalypse Preparedness Release, it was sent out against our wishes. Then they changed their story. There's probably even more attention to it than if they just left it alone. Next, DHS released a fake zombie preparedness story, also against our wishes, but it's out there, so we're going to use it as our cover story. Next month, DHS is running a 1,000-person training exercise in San Diego. Z Teams 2, 4, and 5 will be doing a cleanup operation in another part of the city at the same time. This gives us plausible deniability. I shouldn't have to stress how important this is. Make certain none of them get away. We don't want another Miami incident. About the ammo purchases. We've used news and various media outlets to float the idea that unprecedented large ammo purchases are for government agencies to defend against civil unrest in anticipation of economic collapse. Those of you in this room know all too well that this is a much nicer bedtime story than the truth. Reality is much less pleasant. Right now, the cover story is working. Problem number 6, weakening of current cover stories. Bath salts. In Florida, bath salts was a go-to drug of choice. The autopsy leak created problems for this story. Other drugs, synthetic marijuana and S21, were floating these in Louisiana, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Crazy people were floating this idea in Louisiana, New York, and Chicago. Animal attacks were floating this story in Georgia, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. We estimate 2 years of liability for these cover stories. Finally, problem number 7, public distribution of full disclosure of current operations. Some brainiac has lined up all the recent events and past history like beads on a string. We don't know where he's getting his information, but too much of the actual facts of our operation are woven into the story. It's not coincidence. He's getting his information somewhere. The story is Dr. Eve's Zombie Killer. It's presented as a fictional novel. LabyrinthOfArts.com is an independent website where the book can be found. For those of you who are wondering, we currently have no plans to shut down this website. We need to gather further intelligence, find out what their sources of information are, and plug whatever leaks we find. Right now, John Q. Public does not know what's happening. We'd like to keep it that way. If you have any questions, I'll address them in my office after the meeting. You now have the facts as we understand them. This briefing is adjourned. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good day.
Soon you will see this is not for entertainment purposes, but this is a clear warning for the future. Wake up.